Across the sun-baked savannas of Africa stalks a majestic beast. A creature of ruthless beauty. A carnivore born to hunt. A top predator with nothing to fear. The lion. This king of the beasts has always been regarded with awe. He is undisputed ruler of his domain. His nobility goes unquestioned. Yet his world is not always as it seems. He might look the part, but his regal title isn't particularly well deserved. This shark of the African savanna has a darker side. He's a glutton, a thief, an assassin, even a cannibal. There are around 100,000 lions living across the continent of Africa. Lions are unique among felines as the only truly social cat. They live in prides, groups of up to 18 related lionesses and their offspring. Mothers, grandmothers and aunts, daughters and cousins, all coexist without any form of hierarchy. This is a female's world. In the Masai Mara Game Reserve in Kenya, the Bila Shaka pride consists of 5 lionesses and their cubs. The oldest is 15. Females live for up to 17 years, so she's elderly by lion standards. Her 2 adult daughters are about 10 years old. And she has 2 granddaughters, one 5-year-old and another who is almost 3. 4 of the Bila Shaka have recently given birth to their own litters. All the female cubs will stay with the pride they were born into for life. But when the males reach adolescence around the age of 2, they'll leave together and roam the plains as nomads until it's time for them to take over a pride of their own. Like most prides, the Bila Shaka are accompanied by adult males, but they're just temporary visitors here to breed and are unrelated to the lionesses. Called a coalition, a band of males will stay with the pride for 2 years before they're forced out by rivals. Lions have a reputation for being natural-born killers. Formidable hunters, skilled in stalking and chasing their prey, and certain of a swift, successful kill. The lion's short, powerful legs certainly give her rapid acceleration. From a standing start, this lioness can reach a top speed of 31 miles an hour in 4 seconds flat. By human standards, lions are superb athletes. Not only is she fast, but she's strong. It's the females, not the males, who do nearly all the hunting. Running flat out, she uses the immense strength of her front legs and the sheer weight of her body to bring down the zebra. A benefit of group living is that lions will hunt together. Once their prey is down, the two lionesses clamp their vice-like jaws around its throat. The zebra will soon die of suffocation. This is the popular image of the lion as top predator. But a successful chase is the exception rather than the rule. In reality, lions are not such skilled hunters. Catching prey is in fact extremely difficult for them. A staggering 80% of all hunts fail. Only 1 in 5 ends in a kill. Many hunts fail before they've even started. Lions don't seem to have learned that their smell can give them away, so they often begin their attack upwind of their target, allowing the ever-vigilant prey to pick up their scent and make a swift exit. And although lions are fleet-footed by human standards, they're not fast enough to catch most prey animals. Their short, thick legs are good for acceleration, but not for sustaining high speeds. If the chase is more than 100 yards, even a young warthog will easily outsprint a lioness. Male lions are even less well equipped. They're too big and stocky to be fast. Like bodybuilders, they've sacrificed speed for strength. Strength relies on muscle, and muscle is extremely heavy. An adult male can weigh in at 500 pounds, 3 times heavier than the average human adult. Not only are the males too heavy to be efficient hunters, there's another drawback. Their manes may look majestic and impressive to us, but to a prey animal, it makes a lion stick out like a sore thumb. The lion's mane is unique. It's the king of the beasts' crowning glory. But like the peacock's tail, it's all for show. Apart from making him look big and strong to lionesses, it serves no practical purpose. And it means he's an even less effective hunter, who has to rely a great deal on the females for his food. In truth, the lion's mane is just a flamboyant sham. A lion's mane and bulk make him hotter than any other big cat in the baking African sun. A thermal imaging camera captures the level of heat radiating from him. The orange areas indicate where the surface temperature of his body is high. The blue parts of his mane may look cooler, but only at the ends. Underneath, where the hair parts, his skin glows red hot. To prevent overheating, lions have to avoid overexerting themselves. They've become experts in energy conservation. The first rule in the Leonine Book of Energy-Saving Devices is, if nothing needs doing, do nothing. Lions sleep for over 19 hours every single day. They can afford to. With no natural predators, lions can doze in peace, exposing their most vulnerable parts, the supreme act of don't give a damn self-confidence. When awake, a male lion will patrol his domain in a leisurely fashion. He rarely wastes energy on running. Even when just strolling, he manages to save energy. By walking on his toes, he lengthens his stride. Fewer strides, less effort. And his paw pads act like shock absorbers to cushion his weight. Like training shoes, they keep wear and tear to a minimum and increase his grip. At this leisurely pace, a lion can cover up to 12 miles a day, with rests along the way for all important cat naps. As the sun slips below the horizon, temperatures in the Masai Mara drop. Lions cope best when it's cooler, so they're most active at night. After dark, the plains teem with potential prey. For creatures who spend most of the day asleep, this is rush hour. Lions have an advantage in the dark. They can see better than their prey. A night hunt is far more likely to end in a successful kill than a daytime attack. At night, lions are transformed. Their energy levels are boosted by the cool air. Relieved of the problems of overheating, lions cast off their daytime sloth and become alert and frisky nocturnal cats. Like our own domestic cats, lions have exceptional night vision. This lion can see around 6 times better in the dark than the compound's security guard. Lions have a crystal-encrusted layer at the back of their eye, which bounces any unused light back through the retina. So a moonlit night seems as clear as day to a lion. The retina of an eye is made up of cells called rods and cones. Only rods pick up low light levels. Lions have a much higher proportion of these rod cells than humans and most prey animals, so they are far better able to see clearly in the dark. Albeit in black and white. But in the daytime glare of the Masai Mara, such light-sensitive eyes could create a problem for lions. Strong sunlight ought to overload their vision cells, but they have a mechanism to protect their eyes. Thanks to a powerful ring of muscles around the pupil, which in strong sunlight is contracted to a tiny dot, only a fraction of the light allowed in by human eyes can reach the lion's retina. Although lions are night hunters by choice, they are also opportunists. If they spot prey during the daytime, they'll go in for the chase. Their day vision is geared for this. The retina of a lion's eye has a very low proportion of cones, the cells that deal with focus. But these are concentrated where they need them most. Lions have a horizontal band of focus vision across each eyeball, known as the savanna strip. This allows them to scan wide horizons for prey, while all around melts into a blur. And the scarcity of cones, which also detect color, means that lions have a rather washed-out picture of the daylight world. They can't see the color red at all. To a lion, the Maasai herdsman just blends in with his cattle. This lack of color and focus is the price the lion must pay for his exceptional night vision. Zebras may unwittingly take advantage of the peculiarities of the lion's vision. While their black and white stripes look conspicuous to us, to a lion, a herd probably becomes one big optical illusion, a confusing mass of moving stripes. This would make it difficult to single out an individual animal. And the shifting stripes would also affect the lion's ability to judge distance. Lions will sometimes pounce at a zebra and mistime their attack completely. Lions may not have the sharpest vision, but they are very quick to spot movement. They can pinpoint circling vultures over a mile away. And the noble lion has more in common with these scrawny harbingers of death than we might like to think. Lions may have a reputation as great hunters, but like vultures, they're actually expert scavengers. Lions have been known to scavenge as much as 60% of their food. They know that where there are vultures, there is also easy meat. Male lions scavenge the most. Being even less skilled at hunting than the females, they steal up to 3/4 of their food from lionesses. Lions of both sexes are the bullies of the African plains. They are partly responsible for the hyena's, at times unfair reputation as a scavenger. Hyenas are often seen loitering at the edge of a feast, waiting for the lion's leftovers. But it may not be the lions who have made the kill. It's often down to the hyenas, who are extremely capable hunters, but who have been chased off their prize by the larger lion. As the largest carnivores on the African plains, lions need the equivalent of 18 pounds of meat a day. But they rarely eat in such a planned way. In times of plenty, they will gorge themselves around once every 3 days. In one sitting, a lion can get through over 100 pounds of meat, 100 T-bone steaks. Lions have, in effect, a canteen of cutlery inside their mouths. The large pointed canines are used to stab and kill their victim before the front teeth skin the carcass. Lions eat only with their side teeth. These work like scissors to shear off bite-sized chunks of meat, which the lion doesn't bother chewing, but swallows whole. When it comes to ensuring a good meal, lions can be ruthless, even with their own offspring. If food is scarce, both males and females will cuff starving cubs out of the way. Lion cubs have a tough battle to make it through to adulthood. More than half of all cubs die before they're 1 year old. A cub's fight for survival starts immediately after birth. Most young mammals have their own teat to suckle from, but lion cubs have to scramble for any teat that's available and risk losing out altogether. At their mother's breast, they learn the harsh lesson of their existence. It's every lion for himself. Lion cubs don't have the luxury of a long infancy. They only have around 2 years to become self-sufficient adults. even without any adults to learn from, cubs raised in captivity still instinctively know what they must do to survive. They take possession of a bowl of food and guard it just as obsessively as any adult guards a carcass. These 20-week-old cubs seem extremely playful, but this behavior shows their instinctive drive to hunt is already in place. Lions are born with most of their behavior pre-programmed. Around 90% of a lion's brain is already in place at birth, which means they don't have a great capacity to learn. Lions are driven by instinct rather than learned behavior. So the early months are about honing the skills they have been born with. Cubs need all the self-sufficiency they can muster if they are to survive in the tough adult world. Wild cubs are raised in a way that is rare among mammals. Lionesses allow cubs other than their own to suckle from them. Within a pride, several litters of cubs are often born around the same time and reared in a communal creche. If a lioness has only 1 or 2 cubs, she can and will spare some of her milk for a female who is trying to raise a litter of 3 or 4. But feeding each other's cubs isn't a selfless act of generosity. As all the females in a pride are related, a lioness who nurses the young of another is helping to ensure the survival of her own genes. Activities that seem to be spontaneous shows of affection may well have a more practical purpose. Licking removes parasites and, as it's common after a shower of rain, may be a way of getting a drink. And when lions meet, they'll often rub faces, but it's not a caring greeting. Scent from glands in the cheeks of one lion mingles with that of another, creating a communal odor, helping to cement pride identity. The paradox of leonine life is that, while they are essentially creatures of self-interest, that self-interest is best served by living in a group. Lions are less of a threat to humans than many people realize. They will only venture into places inhabited by humans if they're desperate for food, usually approaching only when there's no one around. Over thousands of years of being hunted by mankind, lions have become fearful of us. However, there have been some very rare cases of lions attacking man. Lions have been known to kill and eat humans because of extreme hunger, brought on by a prey shortage, old age, or injury. But the closest encounter most lions will have is with people on safari. Lions almost never attack anyone in a vehicle. This may be because they see it and the people inside as one mass, assuming it to be a larger animal than themselves. But it's an animal armed only with cameras, and these lions know they can safely ignore it. It may be hard for us to distinguish one lion from another, but lions can tell one another apart as easily as we recognize individual people. This is vital for any animal who lives in groups. Unlike solitary cats, lions need to recognize and communicate with each other. Lions' facial features are demarcated by a strong outline. The eyes, nose and mouth are all picked out in black, helping a lion to tell who is who. The black lines don't just aid recognition, they also emphasize a lion's facial expressions. An alert lion has a tense face, the eyes focused and unblinking, the ears pricked and facing forward, or swiveling to catch any interesting sounds. When a lion is simply relaxing, his ears are pointed and facing the sides. The eyes are just open, and so is the mouth. He doesn't appear to be looking at anything in particular, and with good reason. In a lion's world, staring is perceived as a mild threat. A stronger warning is given by baring the teeth and wrinkling the nose in a growl. It's a signal not to come any closer, but that's all. When a lion means serious business, he operates quite differently. The familiar image of an aggressive lion, head thrown back, mouth wide open in a fearsome roar. But this isn't a roar at all. It's a yawn, and it's totally silent. When lions roar, they thrust their mouths forward, lips covering their teeth, and the sound is more of a low, rumbling moan. Nor is a roar aggressive. It tells other lions that the territory is occupied. The further the sound travels, the bigger the territory can be. Roars carry further after dusk, when the stillness of the air allows the sound to travel a greater distance. At night, one lion can hear another calling up to 5 miles away. This lion has strayed into the Bila Shaka's territory. When a pride male hears the unfamiliar roars, he listens intently. In this case, he works out the sound is from a single lion. A one-on-one fight would be risky, so he ignores the intruder. But had he been with one or more of his pride mates, they would not hesitate to drive out the lone rival. Lions seem to have a remarkable flair for maths. By calculating the difference between the number of intruders and the number of defenders, they are better able to protect themselves and their territory. A pride's territory can be as small as 10 square miles, or as large as 150. In parts of Africa where game is scarce, the territory has to be much bigger than in places where it's plentiful. A pride's territory needs to have several waterholes, not just for the lions themselves to drink, but to give them ready access to the prey which also frequent it. These valuable tracts of land are handed down through many generations of lionesses. Although the females are the landowners, defining it is mostly a male affair. Males scent mark their territory at intervals as they travel. By squirting urine, which contains anal scent secretions, they leave messages which detail who was there and when. Lions read this information by gathering the scent into a special gland in the roof of their mouths. Called the phlegm response, this action allows them to half taste, half smell the odor, and work out whether it was a friend or a foe who last sprayed. It's crucial that scent marks are updated regularly. Fresh urine acts like a red light to an intruder, but stale gives the go-ahead, effectively saying, there's been no one around for a while, it's safe to come in. Though invisible to us, a scent trail defines a lion's domain as precisely as a fence around a house. Lions can also use their sense of smell to track each other down. They have glands between their toes, which leave a clear scent trail. As a lion's sense of smell is several times more powerful than a human's, this path would remain fresh enough to follow for up to 24 hours. Patrolling and defending a pride's territory is a tough job, and the main responsibility of a pride's males. Male lions are ousted from the pride they were born into when they reach adolescence, around the age of 2. When they reach their prime, their aim will be to take over a pride of their own, so they can mate with the lionesses and pass on their genes. But first they will have to drive out any resident males. A lone male wouldn't stand a chance, so if he has no brothers or cousins, he will join forces with one or more unrelated males. This kind of behavior is extremely rare in the animal kingdom, but if he's to have the opportunity to reproduce, a single male has little choice. Male lions live a harsh existence. Though females can live for up to 17 years, most males will be dead by the age of 10. Nomadic males have to endure many skirmishes with other nomadic groups and resident lions through whose territories they pass. And pride males must put their lives on the line to protect their lionesses and cubs from an ever-present danger. But what danger? Lions are top cats. They are the predators, never the prey. Lions have little or nothing to fear, except their own kind. If a band of males succeeds in taking over a pride, they will only have an average of 2 years before they are driven out by the next rival group. This short period of time is all they have in which to mate and pass on their genes. With his reproductive clock ticking, a male lion can't afford to wait. Fights between rival males are short and brutal. But the final target of the incoming male's aggression is not the resident males or the lionesses. It's the cubs. When the old males have fled, a lone female takes on the aggressors. But to no avail. With the takeover a success, the victorious newcomers will try to seek out and kill all the cubs who are suckling. While they are still alive, the females will not come into heat. Suckling cubs are, in effect, a contraceptive. The male doesn't always stop at murder. Sometimes he will eat one or more of the corpses. Without any cubs to suckle, a lioness will become fertile within a matter of days. Now she flirts outrageously with the murderer of her cubs. It's in her best interest to mate and bear another litter as soon as possible. And besides, there are benefits. The new males are most likely younger than the previous ones. Fitter and stronger, they'll be better able to defend the pride. Even so, the time straight after a takeover is an unsettling one. She needs to make sure that the newcomers have staying power, so she has a trick up her sleeve. It's not clear how she prevents this, but a lioness will not ovulate for a month or more after a takeover, until the newcomers have proved themselves. Even when she's good and ready, it still takes a sex marathon to stimulate her into ovulating. Each coupling is over in seconds, but to prove his strength, a male must mate up to 50 times a day, for as many as 4 days in a row. In Africa, lions are nicknamed honeymooners. Next to sleeping, sex is the second most likely thing you'll find a lion doing. If they were human, they'd never get out of bed. The male's barbed penis may make sex painful for the female, since she snarls and snaps at him when he withdraws. So he bites the scruff of her neck, which holds her down, and may trigger a release of endorphins, nature's own painkillers. After mating, the female rolls over on her back in what looks like a submissive pose. But it's more likely that she's raising her chances of fertilization by helping the sperm travel towards her ova. If a lioness gives birth shortly after a takeover, the new males must decide if one of them, or one of the previous males, is the father. It's possible they have a body clock so accurate that it calculates when they mated, with whom, and when the cubs are due. So if the cubs were to appear just a few days too soon, they'd go in for the kill. When it comes to knowing their own offspring, perhaps lions are wiser than humans. After 15 weeks gestation, some or all of the lionesses will give birth, usually within a month of each other. And so a new creche is formed. The lion's cycle of murder, sex and birth is a harsh one. Perhaps with no natural predators, the lion is forced to be his own worst enemy. But just as almost every cub has a father who has committed infanticide, so every male is destined to become a murderer, and every lioness will help raise the next generation of cub killers. As in every good horror movie, a bit of the monster goes on to survive into the next generation.